G'day guys, today we're going to talk about the Black Prince, which is the Tier 7 British heavy tank. And this tank recently got a little bit of a buff on update 5.2, and it has made such a difference to how the thing drives. So excited about the buff, I actually bought the tank back because I'd sold it after moving up the line, and that was just part of doing that, because you obviously want to keep grabbing credits and not want to buy more slots for vehicles. So let's have a look at it. It's got a decent gun, but before we get to the gun, we get to the hull armor. 152mm on the front, but the gun actually works really good with the rate of fire up around 18 rounds a minute, especially if you buff it a little bit with some of the provisions and things like that. So I really love the tank. It's a good piece of gear. The equipment, I actually run calibrated shells because the rate of fire is already awesome. I run some of the improved modules and improved optics, of course. Enhanced armor, 4% extra is going to help. And also, maneuverability is what I want. So I'm not looking for outright speed. I'm just wanting to get this thing to swivel as best I can. And I'm going to show you a couple of games now. First game I'm going to show you is a Tier 8 match. So Tier 7 heavy tank in a Tier 8, and you think, there's some big hitters in Tier 8. So even though it's got decent armor, it's still vulnerable, especially when you're up tiering like this. So in this regard, what I want to do is I want to say to you, you need to run with the pack in this tank. Don't sit back, don't snipe, don't get sort of caught out in the flank or anything like that. And you certainly want to lead, not so much lead from the front, but you want to be in and about or around or somewhere close to where the action's happening. The fact that it's a little bit more sprightly in its engine has actually helped get to the battle, because one of the complaints about this tank long ago was the fact that it was so slow that by the time you actually got to the battle, most of your teammates were dead, and you actually were then sort of like left fighting about 4 or 5 different tanks at a time. So now they've fixed that. It's actually helped the tank significantly, and I actually really like the tank now. So Tier 7's, I think it's a kind of an in-between tier. You've got some really good tanks at Tier 6, got some great tanks at Tier 8. Tier 7 kind of gets a little bit overlooked because it's kind of an in-between tier. It's one of those tiers you have when you're not having a tier. But I've got to say that some of the improvements to it is actually working really well. So you can see I bounced that Centurion off the turret, but I'm going to go to town on this T69 right now, because he's just sitting there with his turret exposed, and I can pen it because the gun works great. Now look at the reload on this. Like, no sooner do they pop out than I'm just punching rounds straight into them. And look at that Spick, he's copping it too. How's the new counter on the left? See the little orange counter? Every time you do damage, it's actually counting your success rate in the game. Now, one thing I will tell you, with a fast loader like this, you want to try and track tanks as much as you can. I always do it anyway, but two things are going to happen by tracking. One, you're actually going to stop the tank from moving and give your teammates a chance to get stuck in. But you're also going to get a situation where you will actually get some benefit from that, from the damage that your teammates do. So it's actually got a twofold advantage. And look at this gun here. You watch this shot straight into the front of it, and it puts a lot of damage in. And then this shot, along with the IS-6, we finish off the Jag Panther. Now, so that was a Tier 8 match. You're going to see this here and think, wow, how cool is this? 2,500 damage, 38,000 credits. So that's pretty significant in terms of the credit stakes. And I don't know if I'll show you. Yeah, we actually top scored in a Tier 8 match. And the reason we're doing that is because damage per minute. This thing just keeps pumping shells out, and that's the really cool bit. Now, this game here, this game's actually a mastery game, and 5 kills. So these games are actually played back to back. So this game actually came before the last game, but I do like to finish on a mastery. Who doesn't like to finish on a mastery? And I'd owned this tank before and played a fairly significant amount of matches in it, and I'd never mastered it until today. So this is the first time I actually mastered this tank. And it wasn't from the fact of, I just wasn't good in it before. I run about 61% win rate in it. It was just the fact that, it was a hard tank to master. There's a lot of people playing it. Now, I'm getting blocked here by this KV1S. He's really pissing me off, so I tell him so. But just get out of the way, mate. It's just like, don't sit next to tanks and hold them up. Anyway, so this G2, I just nose straight at it. I know he's going to sit there and he's put one into the side of me and bounced me already. He can't pen me. Well, he can if he gets a lucky shot, but it's unlikely. He does actually pen me a little bit here, but I just want to clear him out first because I suspect they're all going to go left here, which means if I get rid of this guy, I'm not going to get someone coming behind me. So you always want to try and protect the rear of this tank. And look at the DPM. It just keeps turning him out. He's gone. Everyone else just sort of left him. I was wanting to really finish him off before I moved on. So now I can see our team is in a bit of a predicament. We've got the enemy who's in actually a really good position. All three of them who are facing at us right now are in a really good position. So I'm going to push up to the right here and get around this castle. I'm going to take a shot from the T-34. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start putting shots in onto him using the DPM again because I know he's got a slow reload. I'm going to be able to shoot him about 3 times, maybe 4 per shell that he can pump out. So knowing the tanks that you're up against really does help. Sorry, it's not a T-34, what am I saying? It's a T-29. Yeah, I was thinking I was in the Tier 8 match again. So just keep putting shells into him. And you can see the first thing I did was track him. And because I put it through the drive wheel, I actually did damage at the same time. So look how much hit points have just absolutely sapped out of him in a real short space of time. So that's 2 kills. We've got 3 to go. So there's a fair amount of this match left. And I'm going to come up here and start working on the Tiger P, who's got a really good strong frontal armor. So I start working on his hatch. Look how accurate this gun is. And now he's realizing I'm doing damage, so I focus on the ARL up the top here, the TD. Again, old mate in his KV1S just wanted to hug the side of me. He probably thought I was protecting him. But that ARL is actually a bloody good tank for Tier 7. And I respect those tanks a lot. So what I was trying to do is get down below that ridge line to try and keep him at bay. Just 220 roll that I just bounced off the front from that Tiger. And he hit me and did something really weird because it didn't say it, but I couldn't turn the turret or anything. So I had to blow both of my repair kits to fix that. And now I know that the ARL's coming onto the back of me, and I do want to face him, although it won't help because he has a really decent gun on him. Now I probably should have gone down the side of him here, but I was hoping that I'd dispatch him really quick. Instead he's got a pretty good reload as well, and he can penetrate me. But there you go. There's our 4th kill. And now we've just got a Comet left. Now, if this Comet driver was decent, he would have actually given me a real good run for my money because they actually have a really good reload as well. But he just rocks up and gets in front of my gun and lets me go to town. So I was actually pretty pleased how this turned out. Again, I'm going for the track shot, missed it. And so again, I'm going to go for the track shot, got it that time, which stopped him from going in behind me. Allow me then to finish him off. So that's a mastery match in the Black Prince, and you can just see gun is just awesome. The maneuverability now has made the tank really worthwhile. I would suggest you go buy this baby back again and get stuck in Tier 7 because it's just a whole heap of fun. And you look there, we've done 3,600 damage at Tier 7. Killed 5 tanks on the opposition, and we just punched out. Look at the efficiency: 31 direct penetrations from 28. 28 from 31 shots. That's just brilliant. So that's what you can do in this thing. Keep subscribing, and please like the video. It helps. And until next time, thanks for watching.